crypto. Now you'll have to excuse my microphone today. My actual microphone arrived, but it was faulty, typical, so you'll have to excuse me for a couple of days until I can get that sorted for you. But before I get started, if you could smash that subscribe button down below, I'd really appreciate it, as I've only just started making content once again on YouTube, and I need to begin my following all over again. So I'd really appreciate your support, as I love making videos for you guys, and I'm looking to do a lot more so in the future. So if you go ahead and do that, and even click on the little bell, it'll be even more appreciated. Thank you very much. So let's get stuck in. So on the last video, you may remember that I did a cheat sheet, or I labelled the cheat sheet, the Wall Street cheat sheet, on the current Bitcoin market. Now, in the last few days, we have dumped, we have done some awful dumping in the market, so we are really at a stage where people are angry, panicking, and just a bit miserable. So I'm labelling the chart just purely so you can see exactly where I think we are in the market, and that there's light at the end of the tunnel, that there is a turning point, hopefully not too far in the future, and this isn't going to be as miserable as this forever. So let me just make myself a little bit smaller for you, and let's run through it. So in my last video, I'll bring up the cheat sheet once again. So here you see the Wall Street cheat sheet, which is the psychology of a market cycle. If you want me to explain a bit more thoroughly on what this is, if you head to my last video, then you will see exactly what I'm talking about. So as I explained, you've got the hope, optimism, belief, thrill, euphoria, which leads up to a bull run, or is the bull run, should I say, for heading to the complacency, anxiety, denial, and so on of a correction. Now, once again, as I explained in my last video, where I see us on that correction. So this is just an update from that video, really. You can see here labelled up the capitulation, the rally, down into anger at the higher low, the lower high, and then down and making a lower low into depression. Now, I said in my last video, I think, in my personal opinion, we're going to go around the $5,000 mark. Now, if I can just bring this up for you so you can see a little bit clearer. This line here is where I think is our bottom. Again, it's just my personal opinion. That's where I think it all adds up and makes sense. So that's where I think we're heading. We're currently in this channel, which I've drawn here, as you can see. We're currently at the bottom of that channel, so hopefully we're now going to get a short-term bounce. Otherwise, we may get here a lot sooner than we even thought we were going to. So ignore the time scale here in regards to these lines, guys, just to give you a general guide of how I think the market is going to move. So in terms of time frame, I don't think we're going to get here just before August. I think it's going to be a lot sooner, but it's just a guide. So we've recently dumped below this support level here, come down, and we've actually on this 4-hour candle had a really nice wick. Let me zoom in a bit closer for you. A really nice wick and rejection off the bottom of that channel, which is good news because it shows that the bulls are here. The bulls are there, they are watching, they haven't run away forever and gone. They are defending this support, this channel here. So I'm thinking we could see a short-term bounce, but I do think we are going to continue to dump. But as I said, there is light at the end of the tunnel. Much like the cheat sheet here, you've got depression leading into a lower low from the previous low here before we finally head up to the disbelief. Now, I think we are around about this area here, hopefully now heading down to the final leg of our correction, as you can see here. So fingers crossed, that's where we are. Now, just another topic I actually wanted to bring up is throughout this correction, Google Trends. Now, you may have heard this mentioned on Twitter before, but as you can see, this is how many times that Bitcoin is searched for and the interest on Google for Bitcoin, the search term Bitcoin. And you can see it peaked during the bull run and has been dropping ever since. Now, we have been on a flat plane decline for a very long time now. It just has not picked up, and this seems to eerily coincide with our rallies, as you can see here. Now, we are capitulating at the moment. We are heading down into depression. We are dumping, but look at our search here. We've gone from 8 to 13. So interest in Bitcoin on Google is rising. which let's hope that's a sign of things to come. Now, if I change this search term into altcoin, once again, you see a rise. Now, once again, we could be clutching at straws here. We are picking anything in the market which can make us feel a little bit better about the situation at the moment, but the Bitcoin one more so, I think, has to be an indicator that we are close to a bottom, because why would interest in Bitcoin be falling when apparently the bulls are going away? The buyers are nowhere to be seen. No one's interested anymore. Bitcoin apparently is dead. I don't think so. I think the bottom is close. People in the know the bottom is close, and interest is beginning to pick up. So if you look back here, it looked a very similar flat plane, and all of a sudden we began to pick up, and the rest is history. So hopefully it's going to be a lot quicker time scale than this here, but yeah, we shall see. Just to finish the video a little bit more lightheartedly, Bitcoin, even in its dark hours, is still more popular than Beyonce. Google searches for Bitcoin have reportedly declined 75% through 2018, as we have just discussed, yet the leading cryptocurrency is still outstripping the famous pop star Beyonce on Google Trends, CNBC reported Tuesday, June the 12th. Bitcoin analyst Brian Kelly told CNBC's Futures Now that only during her Coachella Music Festival performance this April did the megastar briefly eclipse Bitcoin in terms of internet search popularity this year. And here you see they show a very small chart here and an indication of the comparison. So we're still popular than Beyonce, guys. What more could we ask for? Anyway, I hope that gives you an idea of where I think we are in the market and a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. So don't sell at the bottom. Please don't sell at the bottom. I do think we have a little bit more room to go until we get to the really good buying opportunity. But it wouldn't surprise me if we had a candle which dove right down, touched this level, and we bounced straight back up again. So I don't think, in my opinion, we're going to hover around here for very long to give us an opportunity to buy. So I think this general area is going to be the level to buy for me. But once again, this is not financial advice. This is just my opinion on where we are in the market. So do your own research. I highly encourage that. There's nothing better than being in tune with the market and listening, obviously, to more than one opinion. So I'll keep you updated on where I think we are in the next few coming days. Fingers crossed we do soon see a disbelief rally. Until then, stay safe and see you soon.